What sign are you? Sag, Leo, Aries. So if you're in a relationship with one of these three, say that you're the Aries and the other one's a Leo, it can be difficult. Why? Because the Aries is the leader of the pack. That has more outward expression. That one has more aggression. That one is going to do more action. That one's going to be the biggest leader. And that can be tough for these other two to deal with, generally speaking. This one is about a lot of action, physical action. It can be also a high, drive, and for many things. That can also be someone who is all action but not a lot of brains. It can also be someone who is very aggressive. It can also be someone who has no patience and cannot listen. The Leo, on the other hand, is a little more inward, and that one is also about self-development. They are potential leaders. They have a path. They have to have a reason. They're always looking for signs. They're also very spiritual. They're ruled by the sun, so they have a high standard of ethics for themselves a lot of the time. They struggle with it. If they do something wrong, they know. They can struggle with a lot of things. They have the cowardly lion and they have the ferocious lion. It can be from high to low energy. It can be like very extreme in that way. And they like to be loved. They need respect. They really grow and glow very well with being in a loving friendship or relationship or job. This one can just burn on its own. This one can also burn the house down. You have to watch out for that kind of personality. The Sag, on the other hand, has to have a reason to do things and to take action. That's the truth bringer. That's over analytics in a way, the researcher, the spiritual leader, the this direction or this direction kind of mentality. It's also, I'm not going to do anything unless I want to, and you can't make me, and there has to be a good reason as to why. And if you feel like you've met Sages and they're kind of a little bit lazy and just kind of walking around slowly because they don't have a reason. They can be prone to depression. They can be prone to overaction or also falling into delusional, kind of, what do you call that? High expectations of things, and kind of be like the fool card and run and not really pay attention where they're going sometimes. So they can all be all three of these have aspects of each other within them depending on what degree they're at. So for instance, the Aries has from 9 to 10 degrees is the true Aries. 10 to 20 degrees is like the Leo, and then the 20 to the 29 degrees is the Sag. So if you're a Sag and you've got some of this Aries and you're on that same degree, you can be kind of almost feeling like you're two alike, or you butt heads, or you are both trying to lead, and or you can feel dismissed by the other. So the Sag can feel dismissed because they're not being listened to. They have big warning sign, and then here's Aries throwing caution to the wind, running full steam ahead, and the Sag will be following, saying, I don't agree with this. Then the Aries can be kind of dismissive to the Leo, because the Leo also likes to be listened to, but they want to express to someone how they're feeling about it, and how that wasn't fair, and how things need to be better, and how, like, if they give love, they want reciprocated, and the Aries just takes. This is like the barbaric, can be depending on the degree. Now, if they are on that same degree, like the Aries can have, like when it's on the 10 to the 19 degree, they can have that to give to that Leo. So that can be a good combination. But if they are the true Aries, they're just gonna be like the barbarian, and the Leo's gonna be like, you're so not refined, and you're so, listen to what I say. And the Aries will be telling the Leo, why don't you just give me what I want? And the Leo's gonna say, because you were so rude to me the other day. Like, what, are you kidding me? Like, this is not gonna work for me. And you're just too rough, you're too crass, you're too, because the Leo has a lot of class and a lot of style. They do. They are really the people who are the true entertainers. They have a good sense of humor. but they can also feel like their light is being smothered by those who kind of don't give them that attention as like recognition. They want to be recognized and seen and heard, which a lot of people do, but the Leo really needs that nurturing for love and friendship. And the Sag likes to be heard as in, this is the research that I've done, and these are the options, and this is what I think. And they like do like feedback, but they can also take offense too, because they might feel very passionate about something, and if you tell them that no, they're wrong, they're being delusional, that can be pretty offensive. So that depends. So all three of these have aspects of each other in them. So that depends on what degree is where, and how that can add to the fire to keep that flame going, or how it can smother it. So a lot of these kinds of relationships can be about you getting things done in your life, bouncing ideas off of each other. But I know the biggest combination that has the difficult time is the Leo and the Aries. And the Leo and the Aries, and they can be forced to be pushed themselves. They have to be pushed to the limit. They have to do things that they haven't done, that the universe is trying to get them to do, and to get them to understand that this Aries is making you uncomfortable because you are needing to do these things in your life to really get to that level. Like, because of this, the Leo can be very romantic and over idealized and not be realistic a lot of the time. But the Aries will really bring them back down to reality, and it's not fun, because then they start to see how much work they really need to do on themselves. And if they want to get out of this connection or out of this job, say this is your boss, then they're like, wow, I feel like I have a lot to do in order to get there. Yeah. And then if it's the Sag is, if the Sag is tired of the Leo, and the Sag is like, well, you don't hear me because all you do is talk about yourself. Or the Leo's gonna say, well, you don't ever understand anything I was saying because you're just always like wanting validation on what you're saying, but you don't validate me. It can be very invalidating. For instance, like for example, so the Sag is gonna be like, this is where the Sag can split and be like, I'm gonna go in this other direction, and I'm gonna leave you behind, and that can be quite a big heartbreak for the Leo. So a Sag and a Leo, as far as romance, can be a tough one, just like the Cancer Pisces combination can be a very painful connection and a not very nice one for that relationship, because those that Cancer crab and that Sag are fine to split and be on their own. They don't care if they've got $5 in the bank, or they'll get at, if they get in a fight in the car, they'll get out of the car and walk. They don't care. They'll run to the other side. The Sag will do that. The Leo can be like very like, oh, I put all my energy into this, and their light can feel dimmed because they felt like, oh, I gave so much and I didn't get it back, but I gave out of my heart because I really wanted to, because I love very strongly, but I also needed that fire return to keep my light burning. So they can take a time to recover for that. They get burnt out in relationships very easily because they put in too much. The Sag gets tired because they're tired of waiting for that person to kind of like come up to their standard level, where that's how the Sag can be delusional of being like a little, having a higher expectation of like, you need to come up here. You're down there, but I want you to come over here. Meet me over here, when they really kind of need to meet halfway. So that can be how to show you giving too much, giving too little, and or realizing we are two different people and we just aren't meeting on the right freeway here. So that is kind of like what all these kind of combinations can do, but they're definitely meant to make you take action and to change direction in life if you meet them, if you are one of these signs. It's time to put the flames out. It's a little exhausting.